Thanks for joining us. Let's inspect the forces. Recap cameras or go.
Okay, g'day viewers, welcome to round 3 of Moab, and we're up against a horde of Skaven. We'll just put the characters up here. He's got a chieftain, a grey seer, and a plague priest, and a master assassin hiding somewhere. That's the characters. So the level 4 grey seer taking demonology. The chieftain's got Skaven brew and a battle standard bearer storm banner. And the assassin's hiding in a unit somewhere, and then the rest of the army, quick, here it is, there it is, the whole army. It's too many to list here, so just have a look. There's lots of giant rats, big units, small units for chaff, giant rats, 3 units of clan rats, there's an assassin hiding there somewhere, 2 rattling guns and a warp fire thrower. And then out on his left flank, more rats. So 2 smaller units and 3 big units. So you get the theme. It's a real horde. There's the grey seer hiding up the back. The battle standard with the storm banner up the back there. And then his plague priest with the ruby ring of ruin out on the left flank. Alright, then the boys. I've got my doom divers way out on my left flank on a hill. And then I've just tried to spread out, stop him getting through and on my flanks. That's probably the best thing I can do. And then the chariots and bolt thrower out on this right flank, just trying to hold them off. He does have some gutter runners ambushing, I think. They're going to come on later on. There's my odd knob. He's joined the night goblins with elementalism. The hoppers, the great Keef on his wyvern. And that's pretty much it. We get into turn 1.
Let's go. Turn 1.
Alright, then before we start the scenario, it is a modified scenario. I didn't read it. It's got some monolith in the middle. Ours was just a little tree. And if you read the scenario, you would know that it's worth 400 points at the end of the game if you're controlling the monolith in the middle. So 400 points is a lot. We'll see if that makes a difference. Anyway, there's the Skaven deployment. They won the roll-off. They're going first, and they're just going to shuffle forward. He drops his warp fire thrower into the woods, and he's setting up some nice traps for me there to see if I take the bait. The warp fire thrower shoots and kills a couple of night goblins. These guys have just shuffled forward a little bit, and he moves up the plague priest to put a ruby ring of ruin hit on a chariot. Then in my turn, put itchy nuisance on those little guys there. I didn't move up, just shooting them as much as I can. Got rid of the warp fire thrower in the woods with the ruby ring. I took a vortex this time. I thought it might be handy. So I put the elementalism summon elemental spirit out there. Maybe that'll do some damage. And that's pretty much it for turn 1.
Turn 2.
Alright, so we're into turn 2, and in the Skaven turn 2, they just moved these chaff units up there to face the Great Keef, who had moved up there to threaten them. He's moved up in the middle and shooting me with rattling guns. Bit of a trap in the middle. I don't know what I'm going to do. There's a whole wall of Skaven there, and then his gutter runners came on behind me in ambush, and there's only 1 wound left on the bolt thrower. So there's still walls and walls of rats, so I'm going to send my chariots out there, I think. So in my turn 2, I'm going to charge with both those chariots. I think all my chariots are going to charge to try and get rid of some of the chaff. And those gutter runners are a bit of a problem. It's a bit of a trap in the middle, rattling guns, and if I move in anywhere there, I'm going to be in trouble there. I don't take the bait here and charge any of those, just the chariot. I think it failed its impetuous. That chariot's gone in. So that chariot, which was out here on my extreme left flank, has charged into that chaff unit. I think we panicked the unit that was there. The little rats there panicked out the back. And the Great Keef hopped over and has turned to face the flank of all these units. So they'll have to either do something about him. And then my 2 chariots. So this one went into that chaff unit. So he's going to kill them and they'll run off the table. And this one, he's gone in there. He's taken a couple of wounds, so it was desperation. I had to get him out of there. So he's going to... he's charged there. So both chariots have charged. I've got to be very careful with the Black Orcs. I've got gutter runners on my flank now. The chariots will get... will kill those units or chase them off. But then they're going to get counterpunched. So I'm probably going to lose both those chariots. And the Black Orcs have to be careful because, I mean, the Black Orcs will go in and start munching on rats, but then they'll get flanked and surrounded, so I cannot just move up there and start attacking things. I've got to try and break up his lines. That's why the Great Keef is out there on the flank. So, and that chariot's going to chase those guys off the table. And I've got the Squig Hoppers here. They've moved up, so they're ready for a counterpunch. And the Night Goblins are just firing short bows and trying to whittle units down. And then he's got to decide then if he's going to turn the Clan Rats to face the Great Keef there. So hopefully I can divert him away and then maybe rescue the Black Orcs who are about to get surrounded. So that's not good. Yeah, so then that chariot goes off the table. He's just going to wait for that chariot to come back on. So as predicted, the chariots... get rid of those chaff units, but they're both wounded. And then he's just going to make short work of them with his counterpunch with those giant rats, I suspect, in turn 3. Gutter runners on my flank. The middle, still got a strong middle. The Great Keef's trying to turn the flank there. Yeah, so we got rid of that unit. The chariot has gone off the table. He's going to come back on there, so he's just going to move up and wait for the chariot in turn 3.
Turn 3.
Alright then, turn 3, so he counter-punches and finishes off my chariots. I'm going to lose both those chariots. It wasn't a good trade to throw the chariots away for the chaff, but that's their job. And then he's turning to face the Great Keef on this flank, so the Clan Rats have turned to face that way, and he's just moved up and he's waiting for my chariot to come back on the table in my turns. That's pretty much what happens in turn 3.
Turn 4.
Alright, we're into turn 4. A lot happening here, and I've released Fanatics now. So Fanatics have dropped out the front. He's about to charge that chariot. And they'll actually kill that chariot, I think. And Fanatics will cause a lot of damage there. The Great Keef's been fighting Clan Rats. Just can't break them, just keeps pushing them back. And then the other units lost a couple of ranks because of the Doom Divers and spells. So the giant rats go in. I send a couple of Fanatics through one unit there, do a bit of damage, and these guys cop a heap of damage. So the Night Goblins like fighting giant rats. It's a bit of an even match. And then I got my war boss here with Wallopers one-hit wonder, but he's out of contact. I'm just wondering, I didn't do it because I'm not sure about move through the ranks, but in my turn, can I move that character into combat? Some people say yes, some people say no. I don't know. The move through the ranks thing just doesn't make any sense to me. So he's not issuing a challenge or anything. Can he move into combat? Anyway, let me know. Don't send hate mail again. And then these rats have moved up here to flank that unit. I've got Earthen Ramparts off on those Night Goblins. Got plenty of spells off here. The Vortex is out there again. These rats are going to move up to jam the Black Orcs. So the Black Orcs look like they're going to go into the flank there, but these rats are going to move up and block them off. The Gutter Runners are still hanging around. I've got that Vortex off in the middle. I hate Vortexes. I do more damage to myself than I do to the enemy, especially the random ones. And so that's the overall situation. All right, so Night Goblins fighting giant rats. So he's going to kill that chariot over there. The Night Goblins are going to win these combats because there's so many of us. We're in a long line. Linehammer Night Goblins here. The Earthen Ramparts on that unit. And then the Black Orcs are jammed up down this corner. And that's pretty much it. I think that's all that happened in turn 4. Those guys are going to kill that chariot. The Night Goblins push them back. The chariot's gone. I think he broke. Didn't do much damage. And the Great Keef's still trying to get through all these Clan Rats. And we haven't seen the assassin yet. So I think that's all of turn 4.
Turn 5.
Alright, well, we're getting into turn 5 and 6 here. You'll notice I've got line of sight. I didn't follow up those clan rats because I wanted to charge the flank of these giant rats, but that damn vortex that I put down is going to drift over in front there and block my line of sight. So I'm going to have to go and kill more clan rats. And I'm going through the clan rats trying to find out where the assassin is. The Black Orcs are surrounded, getting peppered by the gutter runners, so they're going to charge there and bust out. And the Night Goblins are having fun shooting and beating up giant rats. The Squeak Hoppers are going to go into the giant rats there. They like fighting giant rats as well. So it's a bit of an even matchup, giant rats versus Night Goblins. So the Black Orcs break out, and there's even more giant rats for them to fight. And then in the middle, the Great keeps beating up clan rats again. And still a big unit of giant rats there. I think I cast Travel Mystical Pathway on these guys just to get them into a better position, which I should have been thinking about the objective, which I didn't even know about at this stage. And there's the mighty, magnificent 7 hoppers. They're going to go in and charge another unit. The
Final round. Turn 6.
And then we'll just go into turn 6. So this is end of 5, start of 6. You'll notice there's a little tree here. That's the objective worth 400 points. So the Great Keep's going to do something stupid and charge over the top into the unit up the back and end up way out of the game. The Black Orcs are fighting giant rats, but my opponent remembers that that's the objective. I could have moved those guys up or something. A Doom Diver misfired, took a wound earlier on, beating up giant rats there. Night Goblins like doing that. The Squeak Hoppers are going to go into another unit, so the Squeak Hoppers are going to go in there and beat up them. They turn around and in turn they'll destroy the Squeak Hoppers. So they did well, but they fall back in good order, turn around and kill the Squeak Hoppers. You can see the Great Keys miles away from the centre now. The Black Orcs, there's a standoff going on there. Yeah, those Squeak Hoppers are going to die. They charged in here, pushed them back, and then they turned around and they killed all my Squeak Hoppers. That was disappointing. They're only good on the charge. Giant rats dying everywhere. And then that's the end of the game. So you can see here that he's got 2 units on the centre objective, which is going to get him 400 victory points. So I'll just grab my sheet and look up what the actual points were. Yeah, so at the end of the game, I had killed 1,032 and he had killed 500. So he got another 400. So it ends up being a draw. And let's look at the Great Keys way out there on that flank, not doing anything. The Black Orcs are still alive. We didn't charge in there because it would have wasted time. And I should have moved someone into the middle. I could have travelled Mystical Pathway into the middle, but I didn't know that was the scenario. I didn't read it. Anyway, it was a good game. The boys did pretty well. So many rats to get through. And that damn vortex stuffed me up as well. Anyway, a draw versus the hordes of Skaven giant rats. Alright, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. We go to day 2, and in day 2 we'll be facing against dwarves in round 4. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.
Thanks for watching another Creaker Gamers episode. I hope it wasn't too bad. Please like and subscribe. Just do it.